And girls, let's take a look at this problem. Hopefully you got to read through it on your own and try to solve it. If you needed help, it's okay to be watching this video. That's why I'm taking the time to make it so that if you need help solving this problem, you have a place to find the help um, and also you have a place to check your work. So let's see. Let's read through my problem here. It says a gas station attendant asks drivers how full their gas tanks are when they refuel. The line plot displays the driver's responses. That's down here. We'll take a look at it in a moment. If the fractions of gasoline in the tank are divided equally among all drivers, how full will each tank be? Note, the gas tanks are the same size. Keep going. So here's the line plot that shows the amount of gas in the tank when refueling, and each dot represents the number of drivers. And then down below our line, remember when we have a line plot, we draw a line, and on the bottom it shows the fraction of gasoline that's in a fuel tank. Okay, so up here they want us to know if the fraction of gas in the tank are divided equally among the drivers, how much tank would be in there, or gas would be in their tanks. Now, if you scroll down, I did create a little organizer that if you want to use it, if it helps you organize your thoughts, then use it. If it's not useful to you, you don't have to use it. Okay? So down here, you'll see, let me grab my colors. What do I know? Well, here's what we know. We know that there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We know that there were 20 truck drivers, I believe that's what we would say. We know that there were drivers. And so we also know that 2 of them have 1/8 of a tank. 2 of them have 1/4 of a tank of gas. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them have 3/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them have 1/2 a tank. 1 of them has 5/8 of a tank. 2 of them have 3/4 of a tank. And 3 have 7/8 of a tank. So here's what we know. What do I need to find out? Well, we need to find out how much gas we have in all, right? And then we need to divide it among all of the drivers. So I'm going to put that down. How much gas? And then we need to divide by all of the drivers. All right. So the next part says, what operation do I need to use? Let me grab my pen back here. Well, or operations. For this problem, we're going to have to use a couple different operations. We're going to need to, where's my pen? We're going to need to, there we go. We're going to need to first do some addition, okay? Then we're going to need to do some division second. Okay, so first we need to find out how much gas we have in all. And we wrote down some information over here. Okay, so now I'm going to solve this. And actually, I'm going to do a little bit of multiplication with because remember, multiplication is repeated addition. So instead of saying 1/8 plus 1/8, I'm going to go through and figure out how much gas I have altogether. So remember, we had 2 1/8. So I'm going to multiply that times 2 over 1. That's going to give me 2 over 8. And I'm going to put that down here because I'm going to have to add all these together. 2/8. Okay. And then I had 2 1/4. So 1/4 times 2. 2, which is 2 over 1, gives me 2 over 4. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here because I'm going to have to add that to 2/4. Okay, so far I've got this one and I've got this one. Let me go with 4. I have 4/3. And if I'm not sure, I can go back up here and check 3/8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So I'm going to multiply 3/8 times 4, which is 4/1, which gives me 3 times 4 is 12, over 8 times 1 is 8. So I'm going to add that down here, 12/8. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to mark that off. I had 6 1/2. So 1/2 times 6, which is the same as 6/1. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. So 6/2. So I'm going to add that down here, plus 6/2. Then I had 1/5/8. I don't have to multiply that because I just had one of them. So I'm going to add that here, 5/8. Mark that off. Then I had 2 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to do 3/4 times 2, which is 2/1. That's going to give me 2 times 3 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. That down here. I've got a lot I'm adding, huh? 6/4. I mark that off. And then my last one, I have 3/7/8. So 7/8 times 3, because there's 3 of them, which is 3/1, equals 7 times 3 is 21, and then 8 times 1 is 8. So I need to add that down here, plus 21/8. All right, so now I want to add all of these together. When we add fractions, we know that we have to have the same denominators. We can't add when we don't have the same. Most of them are pretty close. We've got 8, 4, 8, 2, 8, 4, and 8. We have to find the LCD, the least common denominator. Well, in this case, I know that 8 is going to be the least common denominator. It's already the denominator for several of our fractions. I know that 4 is a multiple of 8, and so is 2. So those fractions that are not, let me grab a different color here. I'm going to make them equivalent fractions so that they have an 8 as the denominator. So 2/4, so down here, let me see here, 2/4 to become 8 as a denominator, I'm going to multiply 4 times 2, get 8. Whatever I do on the bottom, I have to do on the top. So that becomes 4/8. I'm going to change this to 4/8. Now let's see if I can't catch the right color. I don't think that's the right one, but that's okay. 4/8. Okay. Let's see. Oop, I've got 6/2. Let me make 6/2 an equivalent fraction with 8 as my denominator. So to get from 2 to 8, I multiply 2 times 4. And whatever I do on the bottom, I do on the top. 6 times 4 is 24. All right, so now my 6/2 is going to be the equivalent fraction of, oh, let me erase it, 24/8. Now let me write it on there. 24/8. Let's see here, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Oh, I got this one. All right, let's make 6/4 an equivalent fraction with 8 as the denominator. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 2, 6 times 2, and I get 12/8. So let me change this to 12/8. This is going to be 12/8. Okay, so now I can add all of the amounts of gasoline together. And I know when I'm done, actually it says my answer down here, I'm going to go down here. When I'm done, my denominator is going to be 8. Let's see what my numerator is going to be. I need to add 2 and 4. And if you can't do this in your head, it's okay to write things out. Okay, 2 and 4 is 6, plus 12. Let's see here, what else? I've got 24, 24, 5, 12, and 21, and 21. So I did add these two up here together already, just so you know. That's how I got my 6. So now let me add this. So let's see here. 6 and 2 is 8. 8 and 4 is 12. Let's see here. 12 and 5 is 17. 17 and 2 is 19. 19 and 1 is 20. Put the 2 up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get 80. So over 80. There we go. All right. So I've got 80 over 8. That's how much gas I have. And I know that that's an improper fraction. I'm not going to change it though yet, because now I need to do my second step of dividing. I need to find out how the equal amount for each tank. So we said there were 20. So let's set this up. I'm going to get another color. Oops, wrong way. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong button. Let's grab gray. Love gray. Let's write this out now. So now I'm going to say 80 over 8 divided by 20 over 1. Okay, when we divide fractions, what do you guys think? K, F, C. I want to keep my first fraction, 80 over 8. I want to flip my second fraction, 1 over 20. And I'm going to change my division to multiplication. Now, I can go ahead and do this. I can simplify before I multiply, or I can multiply and then simplify. Let me show you both ways, okay? So 80 times 1 is going to give me 80 over 8 times 20. And if you can't do it in your head, there's nothing wrong with writing it out. 160, okay? And then I can simplify, and I can say, let's see here. Does 80 go into 60, or let's see here. 80, 60 divided by 80. Yeah, it does twice. We knew that just like from over here. So I can say, oh, well, I'm going to divide 80 by 80 and 160 by 80. And that's going to give me 80 divided by 80 is 1. 160 divided by 80 is 2. It's going to give me 1/2. That's an equivalent fraction to 80 over 160. Now, let me give you a little hint. This is going to be our final answer, but I want to show you something while I'm here. I could have simplified before I multiplied these fractions. I could have said, oh, well, 20 goes into 20 one time, and 20 goes into 80 4 times. And I would have gotten, instead of getting 80 over 160, I would have gotten 4 times 1 is 4, 8 times 1 is 8, and then I would have simplified that to 1/2. So either way, that was just showing you can multiply, then simplify, or you can cross simplify, then multiply. But anyhow, our final answer is 1/2. So let's go up here and see 1/2 what? What fraction of the gasoline and fuel of tank? It doesn't say the amount. 1/2. 1/2 what? I guess it doesn't tell us 1/2. So we would say that each tank would get 1/2 full. Okay, each tank would be 1/2 full if we evenly divided all of the gasoline. All right, if you have any questions, let me know.